Hey everybody, it's your old pal Robert from ThrillRide.com. How are you doing? Well, I'm back from a little bit of a break, and today on a beautiful, sunny, cool winter morning, I thought I'm going to take a look around Simi Valley, my new neck of the woods. Already shown a little bit of it here and there. You saw some of Corriganville Movie Park, and there's a lot of other little stops here that I'm hoping to explore more fully down the road. A couple of museums that are currently closed and some other nature things to check out, but we're just going to take a quick drive around some of the more notable spots that I've already discovered and places I know I want to go check out in the future. So let's take a look. So here is the valley that is Simi Valley, and in the distance there, up on the ridge across the way, that's the 118 freeway coming over the pass from Chatsworth, California. And there's a nice big sign up there saying "Welcome to Simi." And yeah, some of my early childhood growing up here in Southern California, I had relatives who lived in Thousand Oaks, and over the years friends have moved to Simi, so I've gotten to know it fairly well, but I haven't lived here ever. Was in Newbury Park for a few years, but there's a lot to explore here, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to at least getting a taste of more of what Simi has to offer today. But if nothing else, man, what a lovely day to be out. And here's a view on the other side of this rise, looking into a much more rural part of Simi. A lot of horses out here, and some really beautiful canyons and lots of hiking trails up there yet to explore. Yeah, here's just another view from the hillside back behind the house where we're currently living. And yeah, it's pretty beautifully rustic up here, just peaceful as all get out. Lichen. I love knowing how to pronounce that word now. So yeah, just walking back down the hill. You can see here again, very much kind of out of the hubbub of urban living, which was a giant enticement to make this move to Simi. As much as I love Burbank, it's a lot of planes, trains, and automobiles in my old apartment. And a lot more peaceful out here, which I very much appreciate. Oh, I just love these big old cypress trees back here. Yeah. Love this old stagecoach. So I've not had a chance yet to eat in the old Susana Cafe, but this is the local joint, and I'm looking forward to it. Well, here's a little local museum I am very sorry is closed, and not sure, you know, when things are going to settle down here in Southern California, but hopefully it will open soon, and we'll get a chance to check out the Santa Susana Depot and Museum. And as I discovered in the visit Corriganville Ranch Park, there's quite a bit of you know, little railroad history here in Simi, and this amazing little museum covers some of that. And it's just super cool looking. There you go. Oh, Santa Susana Railroad Depot Centennial Celebration. I guess that happened in 2003. Built by the Southern Pacific Railroad in 1903 at Los Angeles Avenue and Tapo Street. Moved to its present site in 1975. Designated by the Ventura County Heritage Board in 1976 as County Historical Landmark 29. Very nice. So normally it is open on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4. And when conditions allow, we'll be coming back to check this out for sure. Love this old truck out front, and you look inside, well, you can't see through that window so well. Yeah, a little hard to tell with the reflection, but there's a driver and his faithful companion. Looks to be a Dalmatian in there. Very nice. Would love to have seen this place when it was operational. Very cool. So we're not technically in Simi anymore. We're back in Los Angeles City proper, having gone over the hill. But this is pretty close by. Kind of counts, and my housemates turned me out of this place, which is really pretty neat. So we're gonna go check this out right up this hill. And this, I believe, is part of the old Iverson Movie Ranch, another very popular filming location back in the day, and now it is known as the Garden of the Gods. Yes, there it is. Garden of the Gods was part of the Iverson Movie Ranch, which flourished from 1912 into the late 1960s, the golden era of the B-movie westerns. This site was known as the most shot up location in movie history. Amazing. Wow, well, you can take a look at the names on there. Again, I'm not an expert on Western film stars, but you got Ray Crash Corrigan up there, Gary Cooper, John Wayne, Gene Autry. Yeah, a lot of names on there. Hopalong Cassidy. Very cool. We pay homage to these six-gun heroes and their gallant horses, and we thank them for the memories. There are some really, really lovely views up here, and just a ton of beautiful rock formations. I love the way the train track cuts through the rocks down below there on the left. So cool. Love to ride through that little mini canyon. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful little paths through the rocks and the foliage. Just a fun place to explore. A little like Tom Sawyer's Island at Disneyland in a way. And what's also really cool out here, which you can see on this big rock face up above, are what look to be Native American carvings, some kind of petroglyphs, perhaps. And I think the research that we did into this was that these were authentic. So I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but yeah, there's some markings up there that look to be quite old, which is very cool. There's a bunny right up ahead. Hey there, buddy. Oh, and there he goes. Yeah, there are all kinds of little pathways, and I have only begun to explore a tiny bit of them. But every now and then you come up and get a reveal like this. Pretty nice overview of the, I guess we're looking back towards LA and Glendale and Burbank, all in that direction. Yeah, cool. Well, here it is, the home for culture in Simi Valley, and it's quite a lovely home. Now, of course, nothing is going on here right now, sad to say, but someday soon. Yeah, my understanding is they do all kinds of live theatrical productions here, that sort of thing, and yeah, getting back into a theater to watch real people doing art. That's something to look forward to. So the day I moved into the house, after getting the movers all settled up, first thing we did was headed here, Green Acres, because as I was soon to learn, this is home to some of the most amazing barbecue in Southern California. Just incredible.
Yeah.
So they do this barbecuing right here outside. And I can vouch for the brisket. It is, it's pretty badass. Do not miss. Yeah, that is a sweet ride. Love that. This is quite a lawn display here. That's what you call curb appeal. So you can see there off in the distance is the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum, which is a place I have long wanted to visit. And of course, right now it is closed due to the current conditions. So can't even explore the exterior grounds, unfortunately. But the view from there must be pretty great. I'm getting a little taste of it here. And I believe one of the amazing things they offer at this museum is either a full-scale mock-up or a retired Air Force One plane, which I really want to check out someday. Yeah, so it's quite pretty up here, but this is about as close as we get today. Well, there you go. There's the official name, the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Center for Public Affairs. Very cool. Someday. And good to see the rattlesnakes have a place to live up here too. Good old James Garfield. So one of the greatest nonfiction books I've read in the last couple of decades is a book called, I believe, Destiny of the Republic. And it's about the assassination of Garfield. And boy, I knew almost nothing about that story. And the saga, the truth of that is incredible. And he died not immediately. He died many, many weeks after the gunshot. And I don't want to say any more because it's really, what a story. But man, if you're at all interested in American history, check that book out. It is really amazing. Well, how do you like that? I totally forgot that Grover Cleveland was president twice with non-consecutive terms. First from 1885 to 1889, and then 1893 to 1897. Well, I'll be. All right, so I'm walking through the Simi Town Center Mall looking for a particular establishment. Let's see if I can find this place. Well, unfortunately, it's gone, but this mall used to have a full-time haunt attraction called Ghoulish Gallery. Yeah, that's too bad. No, I just sort of happened upon this by chance, but there is an art academy here called Ninja Tunes, aka the Drawing Dojo, where you can learn how to draw, I guess, in that style. Here's another museum I did not know existed here as well, the Museum of Military History, posters and memorabilia presented by the veteran of foreign wars. Very cool. Yeah, you can see some of the artifacts on display in there. It looks like an old Western Union typewriter and a turntable, a little military uniform in there. Cool. All right, this is what drew me to this mall, the Skateboarding Hall of Fame and Museum. All right, come on in. Yeah, great skateboard art. It's like pinball table and backlash art. I just love it. I have not been on a skateboard in quite some time, but I remember the sport fondly, and Pretty amazing collection of different boards, pieces of equipment, all kinds of stuff. Speaking of pinball, of course, classic Simpsons machine, very nice, featuring Bart on his own board. Oh my god, I remember this when I was a kid. This was like a backyard mini coaster. It had a set of metal rails, kind of just an extended ramp really, but this little wooden vehicle would ride down the ramps, the roller coaster. Oh man, yeah, that brings back memories. So this is pretty amazing. On this wall here to the right, these are all boards from pre-1960, so early kind of very low-tech boards. Well, all right, there's some information. The prehistory. This first type of skateboard, which dates back to the early 1900s, was actually more of a scooter. It featured roller skate wheels attached by a 2x4, and often the board had a milk crate nailed to it with handles sticking out to control. Wow. Very cool. Yeah, so as you move along the wall, you're sort of moving forward in time. So now we're getting to boards in the 40s and 50s. And look at this. Wow. Oh, this is fantastic. Look at this old metal Union Flyer. Oh, that's great. So this white lightning up here looks to be some sort of a custom machine built to break a speed limit of some kind. Very cool. Yeah, you can see the boards are starting to look more and more like the skateboards we had today. Wide wheels on this guy. I've never seen wheels that wide before. That's crazy. Pretty extensive collection of old skateboarding magazines. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it turns out this is the largest and oldest skateboarding museum in the world, open since 1997, and they've got classes and videos to watch on the history of skateboarding, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, if you're into skateboarding, man, this is definitely worth checking out. Really dig this mosaic dragon right out in front of the place. He goes on for a bit too. Reminding me a little bit of the sea serpent in the old Disney subs. All right, and we're here at the Robert P. Strathairn Historical Park and Museum. And as with all other museums, anything inside is not accessible, but there's quite a collection of old historical buildings that I guess represent some of the history of the area. And I think we're able to go inside and just kind of walk around the grounds. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, this is pretty neat. According to the website, they do have an accompanying audio tour, so you can sort of take a self-guided look at these different buildings and what they all mean and what they're for. And I guess according to this sign here, you can arrange for group tours, and a docent will take you around. But it is available to just explore on your own if you'd like to. So I'm hoping to come back and see this property when things are open. So we're just going to take a quick stroll, but again, there's a lot more information available on the audio tour. And see right here, the historic St. Rose of Lima Catholic Church. Built a Presbyterian church at 3rd Street and Pacific Avenue in 1902. Wow, this is the oldest church building in Simi Valley. And this is the Strathern House from 1892. Robert P. and Mary Gray Lamb Strathern purchased about 15,000 acres of the old Spanish rancho and built their Victorian-era farmhouse onto the front of the Simi adobe. Possibly the thick walls of the old adobe reminded them of their home country, Scotland. Huh, what do you know? This is the site of the headquarters of the Spanish Rancho San Jose de Nuestra Señora de Altagracia y Simi, and I'm sure I've completely butchered that. The name derives from Shimiji, the name of the Chumash village here before the Spanish arrived. Huh. At 113,000 acres, Rancho Simi was one of the state's largest land grants. What do you know? I love that big old weather vane with the Strathern Museum on the tail. Yeah, it's great that you're allowed to just kind of walk around, even though it's not really officially open for business. Wow, look at that. A bean wagon. Smudge pot, whatever that is. A smudge oil tank wagon. Very cool. Oh, look at that, the wood tank wagon. That's neat. Oh. There's a metal tank wagon. I like this vintage pickup truck. Very cool. And a Dodge. Look at that, Tapo Citrus Association. That's beautiful, that old sign up there. Cool. So yeah, according to the signage, this is an old water tank stand. And of course, they'd elevate the tank so gravity would help bring the water out the bottom. Wow. It looks awfully darn rickety. I wonder if there was more robust support when it actually had the water tank up on top. I love that cacti growing up around that. That's neat. Yeah, wind just picked up a little bit, really got those blades moving. Well, this is neat. In this open barn, they do have a collection of old tractors and some farming equipment and this old stagecoach to check out. Nice. Wow. Imagine traveling across this country in one of those. That was a rough ride. Very rough, very long. Oh, cool. This little slightly more ornate surrey. Is that, I think that's what that's called. That's neat, with the fringe on top and everything. There it is, a hay rake. Never knew what quite to call those things. A mower, a bean planter. I guess bean harvesting was an important part of the farming economy around here, I have to presume. Oh, wow. Oh, this is apricot corner. I guess this would be some kind of an apricot sorting table. There you go. Nearly 100 years ago, apricot orchards dotted Simi Valley. When the trees were in bloom in springtime, hundreds of acres of the valley were in bloom. The pretty blossoms looked like popcorn stuck on the branches. As of late 1950, there were approximately 350 acres still in production. Oh, man. Vintage Caterpillar. Wow. That's pretty cool. And there's something about rusty old farm equipment that is both very comforting and kind of scary, because these things look like they could do some very serious bodily damage. It's like the Waltons or a horror movie. I don't know what these are props from. Could go either way. Manure spreader. I've been called that more than once. Fresno scraper. I wonder why it earned the name Fresno. Was it invented in that city? Did somebody named Fresno invent it? I don't know. Groundhog scraper. That sounds pretty unpleasant for groundhogs. Oh, that's a gnarly looking little piece of equipment. A mini garden tractor with some big old tires on that sucker. Yeah, so this is a pleasant surprise. I expected it to be a lot smaller, and I am now convinced that this will merit a full afternoon here. Really getting to check everything out in detail. Nice. And again, hopefully sooner than later they'll be able to reopen the interior spaces so we can check out everything indoors as well. I think that's going to bring this one to a close. So thanks as always for coming along, and take care everybody, and we'll catch you in the next one.